Big Apple, 3 a.m. I
realize we're probably off sync in Discord sounds.
Probably, but that's part of the charm.
It's part of the lore.
It's one of those things, it's an earworm. It just sticks to you.
Honestly, if you guys haven't heard, like, just listen, just search Turtles in Time OST. I swear to God, like, every single track on that game is a banger.
No joke, yeah. Like, and I don't really remember it so much, but like the moment it hits me again, I'm just like, ah, yes, the Turtle in Time. It's so good.
It's God, it's good. It's good freaking nostalgia. We have it stuck in our head because we saw a meme on the HoloLive subreddit with it, and now it's
yeah. We can't get into it again too much again.
Yeah.
For fear of 18 minutes going by. Again, we promise this specifically is not a VTuber podcast.
It is not, nor is it going to be an intro. You know what it is? This is the episode of SpongeBob where like Squidward hears SpongeBob and Patrick like blowing shit up, and they're like flying planes in the box, and then he like opens the box and it's just them like with the string like looking at him. That's us. Everyone,
imagination.
Our viewers are probably like, oh, this fucking like, you know, this VTuber stuff, let me check it out. They probably go, they're like, what the fuck? At least some of them. And then we just look like SpongeBob and Patrick just
yeah, it's real good. Look, it's the kind of thing where like I don't think I could even there's a saying when it comes to education that teaching a subject is like your own ability in a subject is like your position in having climbed a mountain. If you're already at the top, it's really easy to look down and be like, oh, that's no problem, you know, it's the whole fucking mountain. I see it all below me. Yeah. But if you're currently on the mountain, or if you're at the foot of the mountain, it looks insurmountable. That metaphor is usually used for education and how we as teachers should really reassess how our students feel about a certain subject. But instead, I'm going to use it to talk about VTubers and the fact that John and I are so fucking deep, we can't really express anything about VTubers other than like we can't,
honestly,
nothing is like, coherent.
It is like me. Okay, I got some coworkers that are a bit on the Zoomer side, and they're into some shite anime. Their taste is just kind of bad, and I'm trying to convince them to watch One Piece. And one of them started One Piece, but he keeps asking me questions like, well, what happens? Like, my friend told me this. And every single question is like, oh, well, like, I saw, like, Mihawk on the, like, you know, like, all these Navy ships. Like, how strong is Mihawk? And I'm just like, well, to get into that, my friend, I have to tell you a little story about First, I have to talk about a man named Shanks. And then he's like, oh, yeah, Shanks. Like, did Mihawk give him the scratch on his eye? Oh, okay, we'll get back to that, but first, let me talk about the scratch on his eye. So there's a dude named Blackbeard who has a claw. Does Blackbeard have a devil fruit? Okay, so you're not going to believe this. So after Whitebeard dies in Marine...
So when you're too deep into something, everything you say eventually just sounds like that one meme Mario speedrun video. Where it's like, well, first we have to talk about parallel universes in an explanation about a Mario speedrun.
Oh my god. The first time, if you guys don't know that video, search up like Mario half A press.
Yes.
And just
with commentary.
With commentary.
I think it's like a 40-minute video.
Yeah, half A press with commentary. And it's a Mario 64 speedrunner explaining how to beat a specific level with only pressing the A button
Once, I think.
once. Like, it's one half of a time. Basically, he presses it and never releases it, and he's able to beat the level like that without jumping. And literally, like, one of the classic lines from the video is like, but in order to understand this, first we have to talk about parallel universes. And it's like, dude, what are you on?
But the thing is, like, having watched the video 5 times,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. He had to explain about parallel universes. He truly had to.
Yeah.
But, like...
It makes sense.
It's the kind of thing where, like, now when it comes to VTubers, we can't just go around being like, Yubi, Mike, eating Mike Tyson's ass. Like, it's nonsense. It's nonsense, but we understand. Anyways.
I learned recently there is a event in Marvel Comics happening called, like, the Void King or something like that. Basically, it's like all of the symbiotes originated from, like, this eldritch god that was sealed away, and he became unsealed, and he just tracked down the Earth like, he came to Earth because he was able to sense the symbiotes, and he's just trying to, like, consume everything. It's like that race in Stellaris that you were telling me about. That,
it's just the hive mind.
This hive mind, yeah. But there is a oh my god, where was I going with that? No, not like this. Oh, yes, that's what it is. There's a character who has this. I recently learned about this power in Marvel Universe. So, like, Mephisto and a couple other these, like, demons, they can bestow, like, the power of hellfire on people, and they, like, get this mark. And I feel like that's us, but we have, like, this VTuber mark on our body, and we've been bestowed. We're disciples.
We understand. We are we are high priests of the Church of VTubers. It's really gotten to the point where, like, like, in Buddhism, there's, like, some people who, like, do learn how to escape the cycle, but instead they choose to continue the cycle and continue being mortal in order to, like, help people down the path towards breaking from samsara. John and I are like that, except we're helping no one.
Yeah.
We're just yelling at each other.
People are begging, asking for help. Please, God, help us.
All we have to offer. Hachama.
Jesus.
But alas, and I believe this is the 3rd week in a row, we're not a VTuber podcast. We are we are Paramecia Fancast, a One Piece fancast, where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is Franz.
My name is John, and it's been quite a minute since I've had to use the deep cut no mi for One Piece related purposes. Cause I know I've busted out the power on some pretty off the cuff, some pretty out of pocket things like the GX12 5-pin aviation connector.
Yes.
Last week, I think I somehow brought up the electric gremlin from Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Yes, you did.
Yes. So this time, I would like to offer an olive branch of a One Piece deep cut that is related to this cover story.
Oh?
The reader request is Reiju receiving the affections of a scorpion with a cactus flower by Noda Skywalker. And we all know that Noda Skywalker is just Oda.
Yes.
Because he just added an N to the front of his name, and he loves
He just
Star
added
Wars.
no and just shortened
Yeah.
it.
But this scorpion, I see this, and I'm like, okay, like, Reiju, cute as all hell, But the scorpion, I'm like, why does this scorpion, like, I know Oda draws different animals. Like, has he drawn this scorpion in Wano? Is that why it looks so familiar? No, it looks familiar because this is one of the scorpions that was, like, drawn for fucking Strong World with all the big ass animals, that movie.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah. I thought it was, and I looked it up. I'm like, yeah. And then, like, literally, like, as if he was in my fucking mind, Artor tweeted it as well. He's like, oh, like, the scorpion on the fucking cover art this week is, like, from one of the Strong World, like, it was either concept art or it was, like, the actual, like, drawing. Let me find his tweet, because he talks about it.
That's like, truly, like, deep cutting media is one thing, but deep cutting the concept art of that media.
No, they were in Strong World, the Scorpions. There is concept art of them, like, in the manga, like, that he drew in the manga. I think it was in one of the One Piece. It's either in one of the Jump issues or something to promote the movie, but that one with the little spiky head and the beard is one of the ones that appeared in the movie. He was the green one, if you've seen the movie. Not green here, is black and white, and he's much like me, has fallen in love with Reiju. And there you go, and they're at, like, Poison, but Starbucks. It's like,
yeah, you Star Poison, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Starbucks is poison if you're lactose intolerant.
Holy shit, yeah. Starbucks is like if you're lactose intolerant, I feel like Star Wars. I feel like Starbucks is like a WMD to your system. Like,
they're like, in Japan, Starbucks recently has had a, like, chai tea white chocolate like latte, and it's really fucking good. It's, like, right up my alley. But also, I'm still suffering through, like, an E. coli infection, but when the drink had just come out, I didn't know I had an E. coli infection, so I started drinking it, and it just made me, it just fucked me. And
it had its way with your intestines.
It was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was nuts.
That is insane.
Much like the chai tea latte with white chocolate, Luffy is going ham on Kaido's intestine.
Jesus Christ, from the outside too. Not from the inside, from the outside. Like, you can see these fucking Gear 4 punches, like, just dude, it's some Rob Lucci stuff, you know? It's some Rob Lucci getting bodied at the end of Water 7 stuff. Like,
battered, absolutely.
Yeah. And you see everybody at the bottom just, like, looking up. Like, even Big Mom is like, oh, what's going on? Like, she's freaking out.
Yeah, like, because, like, you know, Luffy didn't go remotely as ham as he possibly could have in Whole Cake. Because that wasn't the objective.
Yeah.
It was a very poorly done extraction mission. But
yeah.
Like, you know, the gloves are off now. And honestly, I'm fucking scared too. It's literally just 3 whole pages of Luffy going to town, beating him. We see, like, the first panel is him getting punched again in that specific cheek.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's punching the scar from Oden, like he's punching his... I, much like Law, have also never seen an anatomical chart of a dragon, but I assume that's where the esophagus would be on Kaido. He's also getting some dome punches in there. Like, he's just going ham.
There's really not too much to say other than holy fuck.
Yeah.
The last hit that Luffy gets in on him just shoots Kaido's head straight into the skull. And, like, I'm gonna revel in the day that that's animated. Because, like, there's something different about like seeing like, you know, someone get like shot out because of a punch in the typical anime style. But because in his dragon form, Kaido is so long, I feel like it's gonna look like a fucking ribbon just shooting through really fast. It's gonna be so funny.
It's gonna be so good. Like, cause I still love the way they animated when Luffy King Kong punched Doflamingo, and like, but Doflamingo blocked it and he got sent like to the other side of the island.
Exactly. Like, that's the norm of what we're used to. And of course it's still hype. It's incredible. But like, see, there's something about like the slinkiness of Kaido in his long form. Yeah. Just, I cannot wait to see him just like a little ribbon in the air, just smacked down.
It's gonna be so good. We see like the top of Onigashima, just like we see a big like boom, like Kaido gets knocked into the floor, and everybody, kid, big mom, like they're all just looking at Luffy like, yo, what the fuck? And Luffy finally, I mean, again, like you said, there was 3 whole pages of him going ham in Gear 4th. So I think since the Doflamingo fight, or no, we saw him go out of Gear 4th in the Katakuri fight, but he did it like voluntarily. He manually did it to avoid the severe like hockey loss. But this is some Dressrosa flashbacks. He went all out to try to stop Kaido, and you see the smoke like a balloon emptying itself, like he's just flying.
It's honestly like when it comes to shonen manga, like, you know, every action has to have like a consequence, and this specific consequence is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, Oda's he's got a good brain on him.
Yeah. And I love even like the little sound effects. It's the air just like shooting out of him.
Like all of it just like bursting out of his mouth too. It's so fucking funny.
It's great. And it's funny because I it's one of those things like I knew, but like, because Kid hadn't seen him go Gear 4th, and the first time I think the only time he has seen him since, the only time Kid has seen Luffy since Saburi has been when they met at the prison, and they were both like hooked up to the Sea Stone Gauntlet. So he hasn't seen like any Gear 4th. So he's just like, Straw Hat, what the hell? Did he get you? What happened to you? And Law's like, no, it's just a side effect of his technique. Like, he won't be able to use hockey for 10 minutes.
Like, I mean, I don't blame... You're right. Like, without any of the context, I don't blame Kid for being like, oh shit, like, Kaido got him back. Like, invisible
Kaido
strike.
Has an invisible attack.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that stupid, like, Deus Ex Machina jutsu that Madara had? It was, oh my god. I mean, yeah. It was right when Naruto and Sasuke come back to life when they have the Jesus powers. And then he has a move called like, oh, what's it called? It's like Purgatory or something like that. And it's like alternate, like there's an alternate plane of existence where shadows of Madara can fight out. Like,
oh!
They like existed on another plane of existence, and only Sasuke could see them, and like Naruto could like sense them. I feel like Kid is probably thinking it's something like, oh my god, Kaido's like secret technique, and Law's like, no, he's just a dumbass. He's just a balloon boy.
Yeah, the balloon boy just overexerted himself.
Oh, it's so good.
Like, and the poor balloon boy basically dead on the floor, like, again, don't blame him. So, Kid finally realizes that, like, Luffy basically exerted himself, almost overexerted himself. But he makes a good point. If all of those punches did full damage, ... But Big Mom is or Big Mom's recovered from the whole spectacle of seeing Luffy beat the shit out of Kaido. And what she's getting at is she's like making fun of Luffy. What, at your limit already? That was quite the demonstration you put on. And she uses Napoleon and says, "Happy Mother's Blaze." About to fucking chop Luffy in half.
Stephen Paul, bravo. that's a good one. Happy Mother's Blaze.
Honestly, like, I'm coming to realize, like, why in the fuck did I learn Japanese? Because there's no way to, like, it's like useless for a career, really, unless you're going to electronics or you're a translator. And I don't want to do translation. I do not envy translators in the slightest. But, like,
we respect them, but we do not envy them.
Exactly. I respect. The job has to be done by someone. You know, it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. And Mr. Paul does it real well, let me tell you.
Micro's dirty jobs. I'm here at Viz Media. Oh my god, no, it's so good. You get to see Zoro like Mario hopping away with fucking Luffy on his back.
Yahoo!
And like instantly fucking Kid in the Eggman robot and Killer with his sights, which
we need to know how that fucking works.
I still don't quite know how they understand. I saw someone on Twitter, because he calls them like his supersonic sights. So someone is saying that like, they were saying that maybe his sights are like, they produce like sound-based attacks, his spinners.
That would make sense, because like the whole Kid Pirates are all like rock and roll.
Yeah. They presented some evidence in the form of when Gingivitis, when he was using his sound blasts, Killer was the first one to notice and tell everybody like, hey, he's using sound-based moves, like just cover your ears and you'll be fine. Like which at first I thought like, well, they were all in the same like alliance together, or they were going to be. Like, wouldn't Kid have seen it? But Kid was one of the ones that Killer was telling, along with Luffy and I believe Zoro.
And like, so it would make sense that like, you know, like vibrations will fuck shit up.
Yeah, it makes sense too, because I like that attack that he used on Kaido. I'm like, okay, like I know it's supposed to be like a visualization of what's going on, but I don't get what's actually going on. But it makes sense if it was like a sound-based attack and Kaido's just like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, I guess like some context is needed, some additional context.
Yeah. But it's Eggman and a little scythy boy are like, all right, we got to keep up the pressure. Like, let's go. And they start going after freaking Kaido, and it's so tiny, but I love Law like just teleporting straight to Big Mom and just hitting her with whatever counter shock, whatever Opie no Mi overpowered thing he has.
Yeah, this is not something that I thought he could do. Which, like, if it's like medicine based, like it would make like it's already kind of like an ass pull that he can create a radiation knife.
Yeah,
like,
but now his hands are like, it looks like the way his hands are, it looks like the freaking Rokyogan or whatever, the 6 powers like punch, the 6 powers railgun that Rob Lucci could use.
Right,
right. Your 2 fists on top of each other. It looks like that, but I think it's supposed to be like he's using a defib.
Yeah,
like I think
that's what
it's supposed to. Yeah, it's so
like,
funny.
It would make sense in like a medical environment to have like electricity because of defibrillators. Yeah. So I mean,
it's just fucking wild. Like it makes me appreciate like the ingenuity, I guess, of Oda's mind. I envy Oda's brain. The wrinkles as deep as the Grand Canyon, because Like, okay, what's this guy's power gonna be? Doctor. Oh, like he can heal? No, like
No.
anything a doctor has access to, he can do.
Oh, okay.
What?
So like healing something? Like, no.
Big scalpel.
Like,
wait, what? Plastic surgery? What brain transplant?
it's really fucking nuts that like it's the whole like trope of like I became a doctor to learn how to hurt people better, like kind of shit. But like taken to like a whole other level. It's like some kind of like chakra based doctorship where it's like, oh yes, I have superpowers now.
Yeah.
I'm that good of a doctor.
The Ope no Mi, the more we see of it, it's getting closer and closer to, I don't even remember the character's name. The main character in Akame ga Kill. He has like the dragon power up, and like he can get he can wear the dragon as armor. Like if you're not familiar with Akame ga Kill, like the power structure is like they have these weapons that are built from like ancient beings from the past. Like it's like ancient dragons and shit. And the dragon that's his suit of armor was like its ability in the past, and it was so hard to defeat, was because it could adapt to anything, quote unquote.
Right, yeah.
So when they first present it to you, when you read his fights, it's like, oh, like he just gets like indefinitely stronger as the fight goes on because he can adapt. And then there's a character that stops time, and then he's able to move. And the dumbass's words, like his exact quote is, oh, I can adapt to everything, even time stop. And it's like, okay, like you can't do that.
It's like, I read like a very exaggerated, like I don't know if it was real, but on like a board game subreddit, someone was like talking about like how like they were like playing a board game with their in-laws, but their in-laws were doing like very like technically not illegal stuff, but like it's kind of just like, come on, like don't be a dick, like shit.
Yeah.
like hiding your like part of the board or like whatever, and it's like, well, it's not in the rules not to, and it's like, okay, so
yeah,
like
you're being an ass. Law is being an ass right
yeah
now.
How dare he just like stick with one thing. Is your fruit like super like space manipulation? Fine, okay, but you cannot have radiation and you cannot have lightning. Put it away.
Put it away. Pack it up. Jesus.
With all that out of the way, Kaido gets back up. Kid rushes in, and like, I know the thing's floating, but some of the debris falling off of Kid's like egg thing.
It looks like little feet.
It looks like little feet. And he goes up to Kaido, and he's not gonna have the chance to do like some other like Punk Gibson shit or like that fucking slam he did last chapter. Because Kaido gets up, starts swirling around, coiling into himself, and Kid starts getting blown away. Kaido summons 3 fucking tornadoes.
Yeah, it's so cool. Kaido like coils into himself, and I'm assuming like when he uncoils really fast, like the force of it is just like, well, there's all these twisters.
And like the Kaido being able to do this is kind of a no-brainer, because like in Japan at least, I don't know about like East Asia in general, but in Japan, tornadoes are very much associated with dragons. It's literally like a dragon roll is how you say tornado in Japanese, tatsumaki. And it would figure that Oda would go that far. But Zoro's not having it. Zoro's pissed off about it. He's just like, are you kidding me? This guy's just a natural disaster. And Luffy toked out of his mind. Oh, thanks, Zoro.
Hey, thanks, Zoro. Hey, I'm gonna go die now. Oh my god. Luffy gets flung out of Zoro's arms, and Kaido just bites down, like he just eats Luffy, like just Manga over.
That's it. He's fucking dead. Like, it's back again. The meme. Luffy's fucking dead.
Yeah, Luffy's fucking dead.
At
Every
least
once
this
in a while,
time.
there's something so heinous that happens to Luffy that you're just like, the manga's over, guys.
I mean, at least this time it's not like chomp and then it's the end of the chapter, you know?
Yeah.
As it classically is.
It's not when Katakuri like impaled him and it's like, oh, well, yeah, that was a good run.
Yeah,
I guess.
he's fucked. That's it. Bye, Luffy. But no, Zoro's not having it either. So he sticks the fucking white sword in his mouth.
Wado.
Wait, is it Wada Ichimonji?
Wado Ichimonji is the white one, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, damn. Damn.
Yeah, the ones he has now are Wado, the Sandai Kitetsu, and
Sandai Kitetsu, and then Enma.
Enma, yeah.
Right. Damn, I'm proud of myself for fucking remembering at least the white one.
The white one.
So he shoves it in his mouth, blade in first. Not so fast, don't you dare go eating our captain. He goes a 3-sword style, and then Enma starts like glowing, emanating these flames. And as Zoro gets in a position, the flames take the form of a dragon. And Kaido's so scared. Is that katana the source of the strange haki? Zoro gets him, black rope dragon twister, actually cuts him. The motherfucker.
He actually slices like the side of Kaido, and like even Killer's like, he cut the scales. It's Killer's reaction reminds me very much of that scene from The Office where like the fire alarm's going off and Michael Song's like, it's happening, no one panic, everybody stay fucking calm. Oh, it's so good. But Luffy gets chucked out of his mouth, and even Big Mom is like, that brat, like he actually cut Kaido. And Kaido I love that Kaido like took the attack and then instantly is like, ah, yes, my science experiment paid off. Like, it hurts. I see. So that is Odin's sword.
It was all calculated.
I was only pretending to be stupid.
Oh man, like completely cut up, and then he laughs it off. You dare challenge me to a dragon twister? And he combines them, dragon twister, with the demolition breath, those like wind cutter shits.
Yeah.
And, gets at everyone again. Kid doesn't give a shit. Law just teleports again.
I love the multiple pops, like boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. Zoro's actually like, he's the one having trouble with it because he's dealing with Luffy.
Oh, Luffy's face in this panel is my favorite.
He's so fucking high, dude.
Dude, Gear 420 is more like it.
What? Power scaling, big brain.
Yeah. Power scalers fear them. Gear 420, dude. What do you think that smoke shooting out of his mouth was, bro? Gum no bong rip.
Gum no fucking hit this man.
Gum. What's that YouTube video? Gum vaping at 12,000 volts. Jesus Christ. But yeah, they're getting torn to shreds. But like, this attack is like, combining both of these attacks is like, oh Jesus Christ, like, this is ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Because of these attacks being so fucking crazy, the ceiling is like falling down, and everybody underneath. Well, we get some narration, like, the battle above is so fierce, the rubble keeps raining down, and we see the ninja guys fighting the samurai. And then this scene is like so freaking interesting to me. So we get, good grief, first our business partner dies, and you see Orochi's head like still just on the floor. Like, just blood coming out of his mouth.
I don't know. Is he dead? I don't know, man.
Panel's kind of short, but there is no body.
There is no body.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One head's cut off, 7 more left.
Yeah. But, and then the party we were invited to turns into a battlefield, and we see somebody placing down the white pieces on a go board, and, it's so good. It would seem this is a battle for revenge, 20 years in the making. But with Doflamingo out of the picture, Kaido and the Worst Generation were bound to clash at some point, and the Go board is like being played as they're saying this. And then we get the freaking CP0 guy. So it would seem that destiny ordained that samurai and pirates would join hands like this. And we get a shot of Cypherpol, Aegis Zero, the world's most powerful intelligence agency. So not only are they just chilling in, like, the building in Onigashima, I assume they're still in Onigashima.
Yeah, they're up there, undisturbed.
So not only have they been in Onigashima, like, this entire time, they've been on the island. Not only all that, they're just, like, they have Orochi's people, like, just, and Kaido apparently working for them? Like, I can't tell if the implication is that the girl playing the shamisen is part of Cypherpol Aegis Zero, because she's giving them direct intel, but...
Right, like, did Cypherpol just switch gears, like, instantly when they saw Orochi die and be like, okay, Kaido's our new contact? Like, or... I don't know, there's a lot of questions. Yeah. Cypherpol is ever enigmatic, but...
Yeah, it's crazy. The main guy we see with the like different colored eyes, he's like, at a moment when the state of the world hangs in the balance, if by some chance 2 of the 4 emperors should fall, there would be no telling what might happen to the world next. But this is an unnecessary concern. And it's like, what? Like, why is this unnecessary? And then we get freaking the Cyclops girl, like, enemy infiltrators number 5,400, but 400 of them are already down. Meanwhile, on our side, the number is over 30,000, though we have lost 3,000. And they're just, like, playing this Go game. They're like, oh, the samurai had a good start. The difference in numbers is so great that an orthodox attack would get them nowhere near the leadership. Their sneak attack worked brilliantly, but just taking the leader's head will not spell the end of this battle. And we get a shot of the Go board, and I want to talk about this because I feel like there's, like, way more implications than what they're saying. Because Cypherpol is just kind of like, we're on an island where there is no escape. It's an all-out battle. If Kaido's powerful officers are left to their own devices, each will easily eliminate 100 soldiers at a time. And we see the 2,700 of Kaido's troops, and then the 5,000 of the samurai with the straw hats. And I mean, on the final page, he kind of says, like, oh, like, if the new generation can't stop those officers, the black pieces will overrun the game board. The outcome of this match is not much in doubt. So why don't you pirates do us all a favor and take out as many of each other as you can? So it's like, the implications of the white pieces are the straw hats. Or
yes.
The samurai, at least.
Yes.
And the black pieces are, like, the beast pirates and stuff. But I don't know. Okay, does Go work in diagonals? Like,
I do believe so.
Because I know for sure the vertical and the horizontal, if you surround a piece, a piece that's surrounded becomes a white piece. But I know there's plays in Go where you can, like, change like an entire grid of pieces to that color.
Yeah, you can change, like, Go will change, like, very instantly.
Yeah.
And I do believe diagonals are legal moves. So if looking at the final panel on this page, it's all organized like an island, meaning that anything that comes into the edge of the island, granted, Onigashima's flying right now, so no one could come in, so to speak, you feel me?
Yeah.
But if a white piece were to be introduced, then that would flip a lot of the board, giving white a better chance.
Yeah.
So to speak.
It's very interesting to see this explained, especially because like they show, or I don't think they don't show him this chapter. So on that next page where he talks about like, oh, the new generation, like if they can't stop the Tobirobo, like the black pieces will be overrun. They show Frankie, Sanji, Nami, Usopp, Jinbei, and Yamato. So like if you count Nami, Usopp as one fight because they're both fighting ulti, those are the 5 pieces, like those 5 panels. But what I find interesting is they didn't show Chopper, Robin, or Brooke, who were with Marco. Well, they went somewhere, so they're like wild cards. They could be the 2 other white pieces introduced.
Yeah.
But also, Chopper, like the entire scene with Chopper where Queen is like introducing that blue Oni plague to like everybody. Like we got multiple panels where even his own people were like, Queen, like, why are you doing this to us? Like, you know, and he's like, oh, I don't care about you. Like, you're going to get sick and infect them.
Yeah.
Like, this is how they're going to lose. And we've already known, but I think Chopper said it too, is like, oh, like, I'm going to, like, get me the virus. Like, I'm going to make the vaccine and cure everybody. Because he's not going to, you know, he's not going to discriminate.
Right.
I would.
He's a doctor, a proper doctor.
Yeah. I would not put it past those soldiers to maybe jump ship and turn against Queen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, like you were just gonna let us die. Like, nah, we're gonna kill you.
And yeah, it would be several thousand of the lowly grunts.
Yeah.
But that's still like in the whole game of numbers, it's a lot. And it matters. And that's like the calculus that they're like putting in, really.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was, because we had talked about it before, because Tama was like, oh, like I have a plan, and it shows all 3 of them. Usopp is awake, and we don't see his other hand. I'm assuming it's on the slingshot. I think that theory, somebody had it online. I know we talked about it. I think the theory of Usopp like shooting her Kibi Dongos into the beast pirates, the gifters.
Yeah.
Because she can control the gifters because they're not actual devil fruits. They're like animal monstrosities.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could be another thing that's gonna like flip the board, so to speak. Like they don't realize that like a lot of their numbers could just easily switch like that.
They really don't. No. It's
yeah.
There's really like so much going on, and just a little tip will change everything for everyone. Maybe something to also consider would be like if they start realizing that like the new generation up on the skull are like giving the 2 emperors a run for their money. If they start realizing that as well, maybe like some of them will start wavering. Another thing, another wild card is fucking Hawkins.
Yeah, where I have no idea where Hawkins is right now.
I don't think anyone does.
He was in the jail cell where Law left him, but like I think back to when we first got onto Wano, because he definitely, when he was fighting Zoro and Luffy on the back of the Koma Inu, he like he specifically mentioned and talked about like, oh, like I have a trump card. Like one of the cards in the deck is like the ultimate, like I can power up. I forget what he says. He's like, oh, I can use it to like power someone up like tenfold or something like that. Like he has some sort of power with this devil fruit that like he hasn't used yet. And I'm just like, is that story of Hawkins, like, is he finally going to turn coat to the winning side? Because is he finally going to see that like Luffy's chances never falling to 0 like means something?
Like it would be a nice way to like kind of appease everyone in a certain sense of like, you know, some of the power skillers are like butthurt that like Kaido's been dealt this much damage, but I feel like a good way to like, you know, it's still far-fetched for them to like, the odds still aren't in the favor of the worst generation. Like they're still gonna have to work real hard in order to succeed, but a kind of Deus Ex Machina powered by Hawkins would really like narratively fit the bill of how they can get out of this.
Yeah, for sure. It's he's one. Yeah, he's definitely he's a huge wild card. No pun intended. I just realized that he uses cards.
Oh,
he's a wild card. I definitely did not mean it, but I felt this feeling of disgust. I've not felt it, but why? But yeah, my thing is, if like Hawkins is definitely a wild card and he's definitely here, but like, did Law leave him like? Okay, did Law leave him like? Was he in one piece, basically? Another no pun intended. Was he all together, or did Law give him the fucking Virgo treatment and chop him up? Like,
I really fucking wonder.
Did
Especially
Law leave him like the day after Christmas Lego sets. Like,
especially like now that we're approaching the Capitol, he was last seen in the Capitol.
Yeah.
We like he has this like straw man form, which thanks to consuming leftist media to the point where I'm sick of it, just saying like the straw man is really funny to me, hypothetically speaking. But
hypothetically speaking, if I were to use my devil fruit, would I
think he can fly.
I have rights?
Like,
yeah, he can like float in the, because he becomes like this big like he becomes Susanoo from Naruto. Like,
yeah,
just this big like upper body monstrosity.
Yeah, just this giant straw thing. So if we approach the Capitol, then going back to the Go board, there's 4 legal moves that can be done, and like Hawkins coming in by himself can be that single move that turns the whole fucking table.
Yeah,
it's really like I have no doubt he's doing his fucking calculations and everything. It's just we'll have to see. We're making these calls now, but we're also gonna forget about it come like next week.
Yeah. Next week is gonna be the checkers chapter, and then after that chess, and then after that,
then after that it's gonna be dominoes.
CP0 just oye mijo playing dominoes.
Oye mijo, coño, ¿Tú tienes la cosa blanca o no? Dear, I don't think we got straight into the discussion without even like covering the last page where
it's a doozy.
The dust settles and Kid points it out. He says, "Why does he look like that?" Luffy just says, "Oh, Kaido," while he's toked out, and Law says, "His Beastman form." And we get a speech bubble, "Hey, Lin," and right there we see dragon-like claws holding Kaido's club. And he says, "This is fun, wororororo." Mom responds, Ma, I was just thinking the same thing, Kaido." And we get the silhouette of Kaido in his Beastman form, assumedly being revealed next week.
Hopefully, yes. I want to say, look, a margin of error of about 3 chapters, I will still accept that. Because before chapter 1000, we were talking about what maybe could be in chapter 1000. And you had said, you had called, you're like, oh, Kaido's hybrid form is going to be revealed, or it might be revealed. And chapter 1003, within 3 chapters, I'll take it. I take.
You know
those.
what? Yeah, we deserve that. We deserve that call.
We take that. We're not the first to make the call, but we're taking it. You know what I'm saying?
But we take those.
We take those. Those are that's like in fighting games, the American reset. That's the American. We called that.
Some people are pretty concerned that like Oda's gonna like shift away from this, and I understand that worry. I really do.
Yeah.
Like it's not unlikely. I just really hope he doesn't.
Yeah. My hope is that he does sort of, if he does cut away, I hope he does what he did with Luffy versus Katakuri. Like, he shows us what's going on elsewhere, and then when he cuts back to Luffy versus Katakuri, it's like right where we left off. So like there's nothing like missing.
Yeah.
Or if there is something missing, it's just like needless action that we didn't need to see. It did cut back, and it was just like, oh, like it, like Brule would just say like, oh, like why do you keep going into Gear 4th attacking and then leaving through the mirror world? And it's like, okay, well, that's all that happened. I don't really need to see that. Like, so I hope we don't cut away, because God, I would love to see Kaido's hybrid form, because even just the silhouette,
it's nuts.
On that final panel, the silhouette is like absolutely wild. Like, you can kind of see like where, like, you know, his nose and like mouth are, and like the kind of like curl of his brows and stuff. Like, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts.
Now, shout outs to, from what I understand, the original poster is someone on the One Piece subreddit, user Sheikage, probably Shikage, the strongest creature. Someone went out of their way to reinterpret Kaido's silhouette as fucking Foxy from the Foxy
Return
Pirates.
of the King.
It's so good. Someone on our Discord, let me scroll up just a bit. Reyes on our Discord, always with the bangers, linked to this, and
yeah, Frankie Speedo also, he posted it before.
Oh, did he? Oh, he did.
Oh, he just posted the raw image, and then Reyes posted the Twitter link.
Right. I see it now.
And then the Twitter link linked to the artist.
Yeah, on
and
the
now
subreddit. And like, what fucking gold, dude. What? I'm not gonna lie, I'm triggered. But absolute fucking genius.
It's absolutely genius and also cursed at the exact same time. Equal parts both. There is no way to... There is no other way to see this.
And
but
honestly, God, that's canon. That's the canon end.
Yeah, that's the canon ending. Like, dude, what in the hell? Like, I hope... Okay, like, it's one of those things where, other than what Oda tells us, like, we never really know what he sees, or he doesn't really bring up, like, oh, like, I saw this theory video and it was only partially right. He's just like, oh yeah, I've seen people guess online. And it's like, that's all we get. I hope to God he sees that. I hope he sees the silhouette, and then just the man himself, fucking Foxy, just...
I want to believe that Oda would really enjoy that. Absolutely and truthfully enjoy that.
He absolutely would. Also, thank you, Oda, because we're not on break next week. We get back here, same time, same place next week. There's no break, so we're eating good post chapter 1000.
We're eating real good. Like, I do want to apologize, because over the last couple of weeks I've been saying like, oh, there's gonna be like a break week sometime. That was my mistake. I thought there's two holidays, these two national holidays through February. Neither of them are on a Monday. That was my mistake. One's like a Thursday, the other's a Tuesday or some shit. So I was dead ass wrong.
Oh God, we've lied to the people.
I've lied to the people. Me pretending to be an expert out here. How dare I? Let me turn in my weeb certificate.
Turn in my weeb certificate. We'll turn in our weeb certificates, and we'll hang our we'll hang our hats up. We gotta sit these next ones out. We're not.
Yeah, we're taking applications for replacements right now, actually.
Yeah, you know, like in Power Rangers, like they would get the new, like the old people would leave really because of like casting decisions or like other projects, but like in the narrative it was like, oh, it's they're moving on with their life, it's their time to go, which thinking about it is like, I mean, I guess it's not fucked up, but it's just like that makes Zordon probably feel like shit because like, wow, dude, like I picked you to save the fucking world and you did for like a week and now you just want to leave. Like,
well, like, also, I guess this is the rest of the episode. I don't, like, I wish they would talk more about how, like, it's fucked up where, like, teens have to save the world.
yeah, it's you know, it's a sort of it's what am I looking for? It's a dissection. If my hero is like a dissertation on like the foils of a hero society, quote unquote, then Power Rangers should be a dissertation on the foils of the effects of war and trauma on
and,
young soldiers.
And literal, like, child soldiers. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because, like, you know, of course, this is, like, definitely thinking too far into it, specifically because we are adult fans of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So like, you know, there really isn't a necessity for Power Rangers to also hit the Neon Genesis kind of flavor, but like all I'm asking for really is just like a line or two where it's like, Zordon, I'm fucking tired, dude. Like,
Zordon, my dude.
Like you didn't really like prepare us to save the world. I'm just a 30-year-old pretending to be a 15-year-old, yes, but like some training would be nice.
You gave me a power from which the origins are unknown to any of us, and you expect me to fight these monstrosities coming from the moon, who, to be honest, like, they turned out to be good people in the end. Zordon, like, I don't know, dude. I remember Zordon was killed in like the finale, and then his death like changed everybody back to normal, the villains, and like all the villains were just like normal people. It's just like, wow, dude, like.
So Zordon's the real bad guy.
Yeah, so you're the bad guy.
Makes perfect sense. Thank God. We figured it out.
We've solved it. Join us next week when we solve another beloved childhood franchise for you.
when we completely like ruined childhood. There we go.
Yeah,
we're give us $1 million.
Give us
we
give us
smart
your
media analysis.
Yeah,
give money, please.
Give me money, please. Give us your suggestions of media you'd like us to destroy on our Discord, the Paramecia Flower Capital. You could also find us at Paramecia Fancast on Twitter, Paramecia Fancast everywhere else. Episodes go up every single Monday following the official Sunday release on Viz. And as soon as they're uploaded to our Libsyn, parameciafancast.libsyn.com, where you can download the episodes directly, they are instantaneously, like Goku when he puts the two fingers up and he goes to your house.
Yeah.
Just like that, our podcast puts its two cybernetic fingers up to its P forehead, and it teleports into all of your podcatchers: Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes. We got an Amazon Music portal now. We're taking over the world. We're everywhere. iHeartRadio. There's some that I've never even heard of, but I Google our name and it just shows up, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Honestly, there's too many podcatchers. Controversial, but do we need all of those?
Do we need all of them? There's gonna be one person who like listens to us on like a random one, and I don't want to call out any names of the random ones I've never heard of, because like I don't want to alienate that one person, you know?
Yeah.
like I've never heard of this at all.
Because the technology is just based off of RSS. So, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's just like old heads, people who have listened to podcasts forever. That
Since
are
the
like,
dawn of podcasts.
yeah, that are on their like GeoCities podcatcher. But I might be wrong. Like, I don't know. I know nothing. It's really funny. Like, making a podcast and consuming them are completely different fucking, like, experiences. Completely fucking different. I've, like, fallen... I don't listen to podcasts anymore. And that is VTuber's fault. And I'm gonna hit stop before we get too far.
No!